Greetings, my name is Ken Kalman of Emercom Business Consultants Inc. In this presentation, my goal is to provide you with information regarding the benefits of potential issues with telecommuting, which is also known as working from home. In the first sections of the presentation, I'll overview the what, why, and how of telecommuting, and then provide some insight as to why organizations haven't embraced it yet, but should, for both profitability and the reduction of gridlock, greenhouse gas, and employee stress. Telecommuting is a reciprocal arrangement between the employer and employee that minimizes the employee's need to commute to the employer's facility in order to perform their work functions. It is not the right of the employee to be able to do this. However, once an agreement to telecommute is made, it can be rescinded by either party for a number of reasons. The benefits to the employer and employee will be discussed in this presentation. However, there are other stakeholders such as the employee's family, the environment, the healthcare systems, and other. At the end of this presentation, I will provide hyperlinks to a group of articles that I've written to provide some more information. Telecommuting should not be confused with technology that is used to capture information remotely, the use of an outsourced function, and it is not relevant to employees or professionals such as doctors, nurses, delivery drivers, etc. In other words, those people who actually have to get in front of people to do what they do. The reasons that employers would want to consider enabling telecommuting are numerous. I'll speak to three of them. Office-related costs are pure overhead to the organization. Space, utilities, cafeteria-related items such as coffee, tea, cups to be washed, and so forth. Paper and other related overheads are all drastically reduced. There's also an increase in productivity. People being able to work when weather conditions would inhibit their ability to do so, or they are not feeling well and would normally take a sick day. If there's a doctor's appointment during their day, they can work around it. Employees will also typically start work before and after the times that they would normally be arriving or leaving to facilitate their commute. And they're not being interrupted by people either stopping by to chat or speaking in an open area, which causes their concentration to wander. When people are commuting or moving within the facility, there's increased risk of injury, and employers can minimize the risk of harassment when people are remote. Driving in gridlock is also known as a stress factor for employees. The prime reason to get on board with telecommuting is the annual savings. People that commute by automobile will save the greatest amount for the commute portion of the equation, and are also likely to have less stress. Of course, there's also less opportunity for them to be involved in an accident that would result in long-term leave. The lower end savings shown are for people who have a round-trip commute of 20 kilometers or 12.4 miles per day. The upper end savings are for people who have a moderate round-trip commute of 60 kilometers or 37.2 miles per day. If the commute is longer, then you would also have to consider health-related factors. Public transit users also save time and money. The average number of days that a person works per annum is approximately 220. The calculations are fairly simple. The other components to take into consideration is the cost of beverages and food that you buy during the workday. Yes, if you're at home, then there's a bit of a cost of that beverage and food. However, it's not only going to be less expensive, but the food is likely to be healthier for you. Other reasons to telecommute include balancing your workload with your life situations like getting the kids to and from school, doctor appointments, and other family obligations. Limiting your leave time for maternity or family leave. You can work from home and still take care of the baby or someone else that needs home care. Short-term sick leave such as having the flu or a bad cold also will not impact your sick days. Your coworkers will thank you for staying home and still getting the job done so they don't have to cover. Your employer will thank you for not infecting the others and having them take time off. Mobility impediments create a situation where people may not be able to be at work due to an injury, but are still able to do their job function. I should note that an employer's benefit would be the ability to hire people who are currently on mobility-based disability programs, and that has lots of stakeholder and cost reduction benefits. One of the reasons that telecommuting has not been a top-of-mind initiative for executives is the potential to lose control of the productivity of their employee. In order to alleviate that concern, employers can implement an automated business process management solution. Not all of these are created equal, so make sure that the solution does have the ability to escalate important tasks and keeps an audit trail for every escalation. There are many types, methods, and suppliers of communications technology. What's important to remember is that your solution must fit the needs of the employer, employee, and everyone that the employee may be in communication with inside and outside of the organization. The most challenging aspect of implementing telecommuting is the setting of goals and expectations between the employee and employer, and understanding the metrics that will be used to ensure that everyone is on target. As much as the employee has the majority of metrics to meet, the employer must also remember that it's their responsibility to make sure that the metrics produced are accurate, and there are a few pitfalls there to avoid. One of the concerns that management has regarding a telecommuting strategy is the impact on team cohesion. This has led some organizations to reverse their telecommuting initiatives. There are methods of ensuring this does not become an issue. A well-constructed communication strategy, proper rotation scheduling of people spending time in the facility, and holding a mandatory monthly meeting are the most common. Of the three methods, the rotation scheduling strategy is the most effective method of ensuring team cohesion and effective communication during times when people are working on projects that are of importance to the organization. To summarize, telecommuting is a lean method, and I won't belabor the points I've previously discussed. If you have any questions, we can set up a time for a conversation. Beyond the reduction of the use of paper that a properly implemented telecommuting strategy would facilitate, the positive effect on the Earth's climate and various countries' economies would be incredibly positive. Of course, this also relates back to the savings by both employer and employee, as well as the reduction of risk to the employee. How many accounting staff people, administrative assistants, customer service reps, design engineers, planners, buyers, and managers could we take off the roads if telecommuting became the normal way of doing these jobs? If you have some questions or would like to investigate the opportunity further, our contact email information is shown in the upper right hand corner. We'll be pleased to set up a time for a discussion. We can provide a value assessment for your organization. If there's value, then we can develop the framework that you can use. Once you have all the information, you can make an informed decision. If you are interested in reading more on some of the topics that I've touched on, I've provided hyperlinks to a few articles. There are more articles and other resources on our website. Pause the presentation in order to click on the hyperlinks. Have a great day, and thanks for viewing this presentation. Our goal at Emercom is to assist you to unlock the potential in your organization to become lean and green.